Hey folks, lack of response here. We are doing another round of the good, the bad, and the weird. Today's knife is the Fiore Pinsless ballad song. Let's take a seat and take a close look. Here we are. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the weird of this ballad song. This is the Fiore Pinsless. You can see some reflections in there. That's fine. We will talk about that as we talk about the good, which is things I like, the bad, things I don't like, the weird, things that stand out to me. And of course, we're going to start with measurements and size comparisons because that seems to be the trope for knife videos. Here we go. Measurements, cutting edge. We got a smooch over 4 inches, a little bit over 10 inches overall. Ballad songs tend to have longer blades if they're made for more flipping. I've seen smaller ones built more for utility use. Those are usually not that nice, so I don't buy them. They don't suit me anyway. They're not good to me. So, okay, so there we go. Meaningless size comparisons. A couple of the world's boringest knives. Here we go. That's the Chris Reeves knives, large Sebenza 21, and the Spyderco Mannix. There we go. Size comparisons in relation to other notable ballad song models. Where's good ballad songs for size comparison? That is a BRS replicant and a Squid Industries Crake Raken. Meaningful size comparisons. Let's look at thickness. Get down with the thickness. There we go. So here you go. Yes, not that far off. And now we can begin talking about good, bad, and weird. The good. I like the tang on the blade. Is the first thing that really caught my eye. As you can see, that is completely flat. There is no horns. It runs off a pinsless construction, which is to say, make sure I'm not grabbing the blade. The titanium handle is machined in such a way that it acts as the stop pin when open and when closed. You're probably seeing there where it connects. So that's kind of neat. I like that flush thing as opposed to little nubs poking you when you do rollovers. So that's kind of what caught my eye. Another thing that caught my eye is that finish. That is, if that's not mirror, it's pretty close. It's got a nice deep hollow grind, a nice pokey point, a generous chaplain bow back there if you want to do chaplains, which I'm not going to try to do on camera because I'll smack something or hurt myself. It's got a lovely, smoother than the Sebenza, but comparable in color, blasted finish on the titanium handles. These are milled titanium handles, kind of like on an integral knife. The little holes are nicely chamfered and scooped out, so you have some good grip without it being too grippy. It is on bearings, which is good as far as I'm concerned because I prefer bearings over bushings. It's a little easier to clean, easier to maintain. That's staying in. I'm too lazy to edit. And when I was buying it, Fiore was also selling these lovely little pocket slips that are made for it. I don't know if that pocket clip is steel or titanium. We can find out briefly through the use of a magnet. It doesn't magnetize. It's probably titanium. This feels like suede, possibly. I don't know. It is very soft, thick enough to protect your knife. Fits in there nicely. You can clip that to your pocket if you want. I just drop the whole thing into my pocket because I like doing that. The bad. I only have very faint grapes every so often this knife. It's not doing it now, thankfully. But sometimes it will get a little squeaky in the handles. Usually means I got to take it apart and clean it and then put it back together. Sometimes just kind of holding it like that and blowing into it like a harmonica will work. But it does periodically need a good cleaning. The other bad or detrimental characteristic, it was expensive compared to other balisongs, but if you're going for high-end knives, a high-end knife is a high-end knife. If you want it, you'll spend the money. If you don't want to spend that money, you'll be perfectly fine without it because there's countless other less expensive balisongs. This is definitely more of a custom, collector art piece thing. The weird. Well, actually, before we talk about weird, let's talk about another bad. Even though the blade does not look very thick, thanks to all this, thanks to the narrow swedge and all that, it's hard to cut with because that hollow grind is so deep but goes so short, and there's so little space between the cutting edge and the spine. Sorry about that. It doesn't cut very well. So I don't really use this as an EDC knife much. It is just more of a just for flipping than for cutting. But out there at the tip, it's fine for opening snacks and mail and whatever. It's not that much of a slicer. The weird. I don't see it's talked about that much out there in the knife community. I don't know if it's just because it's a one maker, smaller company type of thing, where there just aren't enough of them out in circulation to be talked about, or if it's because it's on bearings and a lot of the balisong enthusiasts prefer bushings, or if it's just there's so many out there it's just kind of gotten lost in the sauce. Maybe people just don't like balisongs anymore. I don't know. You tell me in the comments. So, good. The finish, the handle. Right now it's actually pretty quiet, slightly clacky. That's good. The bad, not much of a slicer. The weird, kind of obscure. Oh, also good, the pocket slip's nice. So that covers the good, the bad, and the weird of the Fiore Pinsless. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe, share with your buddies. Stay tuned for more tomorrow.